Cowboy fans and YouTubers. It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic, you know, because I'm glad I got all this free agency stuff out of the way back when we were pretty much done with the season. I made a couple videos back in December when we lost to the Eagles and we're pretty much done in the playoffs, that I went ahead and did all this free agency stuff that long ago. Now, with a new head coach and everything, where we don't really know what his philosophy is going to be, what type of guys he's looking for, it messes it up a little bit, but not much. At some point, I'll probably redo it. Probably thinking about, excuse me, the final free agency numbers, the new coaching philosophy, and change my opinions a little bit, because, you know, you're stuck in the mindset of Jason Garrett for a decade. You're thinking the way he would think. It's time to move on from that. So I'll probably change my objectives when it comes to our free agents and outside free agents. But, you know, we'll have to see about that. Today I wanted to talk about some free agent primer in other regards. We have all these rumors coming out now. Of course, what's going to happen with Dak? Should he be traded? And if so, for who? You know, that kind of stuff. I let the experts, well, so-called experts, handle that stuff, even though they're completely wrong, because they think you could just get rid of Dak and his young expertise for an aging, old, breaking down Tom Brady. Not going to happen, because he wants the money now. Let's go ahead and put it out there. All those team-friendly deals he did in New England, that's great. That's over. He's not in New England anymore. He is a free agent. So he's going to want that dough. So you trying to tell me you're going to give up a 26-year-old with upside who is looking to get basically his market value for a 43 when the season starts year-old who's declining, who's going to command 30 mil as well? That doesn't make sense. And of course, you don't think about what he's going to be. You're thinking about what he's already done. Just because he's won Super Bowls already doesn't mean he's going to take the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. You can forget that, because our team has been predicated on a mobile quarterback. And ain't no way, shape, or form is Tom Brady a mobile quarterback. So you can forget that. Same with Phillip Rivers, and same with Drew Brees. They come from a whole different era of quarterbacking where they're statues. They don't move unless the pocket fails around them and they're forced to move. And that's rare. Other than that, they just take a sack and just go down. They ain't trying to move out that pocket. As far as free agents go, I like Taysom Hill from the Saints if you're giving up a quarterback, because he's a Swiss Army knife. He used to be like Slash back in the day. You know, Cordell Stewart for the Steelers. He can play wide receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback, whatever you need him to be. That's a kind of unique talent to have, when he can be any player on the field that you need him to be. And he's successful at it, so that's a good thing. And they make plays specifically for him. I'd love to have that kind of Swiss Army knife backing us up, because he can do what Dak does, and he can do more. He's probably going to be, you know, outpriced because of what he has done. And if a team who knows how to use somebody like that as a backup or a starter can do that, they're going to outbid us no matter what, because they don't want to see us get that kind of backup. More than likely, we'll take a free agent quarterback from somewhere, because I don't think it's a good idea that if you're going to be standoffish with your franchise quarterback, that you need to draft anybody. Because drafting somebody now who's not in the system either, and that might have to be your go-to guy this whole preseason, woof, that's not going to look good. You might as well get somebody who can, like, come in They have a little sense of what's the word? A little sense of experience, if you will, with the offense we're going to try to run. Not just coming in fresh and learning everything as well. Let's see. As far as quarterbacking class goes, there's been rumors about Amari Cooper, that the Eagles might want to go at him. Another team's looking to get him. Buffalo, I think, is one. And somebody else. And it'd be a good fit. A lot of teams could use him as another number one or a solid number two. Will he be priced out of any team? I doubt it, because there's probably... Well, actually, there's maybe two other teams that have more cap space than us, but they're not the guys who need a top-flight wide receiver. Let's see. The Byron Jones rumors now. We've heard the Eagles, and now I saw an article that the Denver Broncos are probably looking at him first of all. So it just depends on who we're going to have to let go. Somebody's got to be on the chopping block. Because we're not like the Redskins. We haven't cut anybody to save cap space. And the only guy they're looking at that could save any cap space is Tyrone Crawford. Because he's like owed almost $10 million on the cap. And if you cut him, boom, 10 mil right there saved. And I think out of the whole team, he's like the most cap hit. And that's not much if you cut him. I mean, dead money, not cap hit. Surprisingly, we don't have that much of a dead money situation anymore. Pretty much all the old guys from Romo and Des Bryant's money are off the books. So we're pretty much set for dead money unless we do cut somebody. And even if we do, I do believe the highest count against it, it'd probably be like 2.1 million, I think. And that's for Tyrone Crawford. Everybody else you might get rid of will only be like 600,000 in dead money. So it's not going to hurt them too much. Let's see. Xavier Woods and Jordan Lewis, they got a pay increase this past offseason. This offseason. Due to playing in so many snaps this past season, they got a uptick in pay by $500,000. So congrats to those two. They earned it, especially Jordan, because Chris Rashad was never going to let him on the field if it wasn't for injury. And for some reason, I don't know why, just because, he doesn't fit the size mold that he wanted, he was never going to give him a shot. And that's a damn shame that you keep in Anthony Brown, who was sucking it, and keeping him out on the field while he's getting burned when you have a guy on the roster who could shut that down. That's ridiculous to me. But that's the way they played. The new coaching regime hopefully will take care of that. Xavier Woods, we thought he would have an uptick this past season. He did not, unfortunately. But, when he lays somebody out, he lays somebody out. Not more than Jeff Heath, because he'll knock somebody out with his bad shoulders. But, he's a solid starter. We just need somebody to pair with him back there. So, congrats those two. They got pay bumps. Hopefully, they'll get even better ones from the Cowboys next offseason when their rookie deals are up. Let's see. Not much else in the coaching news. Everybody's saying the right things. Al Harris, Lindquist, and Mike Nolan all said that they need ball hawks. Of course, we've been saying that for years, but they seem to have their type of guys, and unfortunately, even Troy Aikman said the guys that we have, he wouldn't mind throwing at them because they're never going to intercept the ball. And that's a shame that that's how they think about us. You could throw at us all day, and the best we're going to get is a pass defensed. You're going to knock the ball down. You're never going to pick the ball off because we're butterfingers on that defense. They could throw it straight at us, and 9 times out of 10, we're dropping the ball. you're just knocking it to the ground. Other times, you see somebody like Cheeto in perfect position, but he never gets his head turned around, and the ball's bouncing off his helmet or his back. That's ridiculous. And he's in prime position to pick it off if you just turn around and spot the ball. He'd have so many interceptions this past couple years. But it is what it is. You know, hopefully things change. We got the draft coming up. So hopefully we'll get that ball hawking safety, Delpit or McKinney, or we go for the defensive tackle. Kinlaw is the most projected to us, even though there's other guys after him that people have mocked. Not too many people have mocked, but it's available if it's there. 17, it's a pretty good spot for us, just in case we do have to move up or down. You never know, because the players we want may have been taken by the time we get on the clock. And we saw what happens when we get on the clock and the players we really want are taken. We just start reaching. I mean, we didn't really need Taco. Because, face it, if you weren't going to pick TJ Watt or a safety then when you had the chance and you reached because he seemed like a better scheme fit, that's where you messed yourself up. Same with Tristan Hill. I get it. We do need a defensive tackle. But when he's already had issues coming into the draft and you still pick him over a ball hawking safety, that's just stupid right there. So it is what it is. Thankfully, that whole regime is gone now. So they can't be talked into certain players when it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's a position of need, but you're reaching. And you could probably get something better in the later rounds because they're hungrier. They want it more. Tristan Hill doesn't act like he gives a crap. And I hope if he doesn't improve next season, they get rid of him faster than they got rid of Taco and Rico Gathers, because those two didn't seem to get it either. Either with the coaching scheme that was around us, or just Dallas was just not their kind of fit. But it was not working. Taco, he's done barely better down there in Miami, even though his stats are better in 1 year down there than it was for 3 years with us. That's sad. Rico Gathers has gone nowhere. Last I heard, Cleveland cut him. So who knows where he's at now. But that's it for that. Then there's talks about the CBA a new CBA getting done. If they don't pay Dak and do justice to him, then if that CBA comes through, it's more money in everybody's pocket, but you're not going to have that transition tag. So if you don't get a deal done with Dak and you put the franchise tag on him, you're not going to have a transition tag. You're not going to be able to keep Byron Jones or Amari Cooper with that second tag because it won't be there. So Cowboys need to stop jerking around and waiting for this CBA to come, because Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are sitting around waiting for it to get done because their teams don't have cap space. They'd have to blow up the teams to sign those guys because they don't have any money. They put all their money into free agents in the years past and had these rookie deals, and now they don't have anything to pay these top flight guys. So they're hoping for more money, or else they're going to have to start cutting guys they don't want to cut. And for once, we have the money, but we don't want to pay anybody. Go figure. But that's where we are right now. That's how it stands. We'll have to see how all this stuff plays out. And as usual, it's slow. So that's why, unfortunately, you don't see me too often, is because there's not much to talk about. I got 2 other channels that I'm running. I have one where I do movie trailer reactions and my thoughts on movies, and also a gaming channel, so I run those as well. So if you don't see me here, I'm usually doing those things. But I'm always around somewhere. you know. So have a nice Saturday. It's freezing where I am. It's 32 degrees, feels like 20 something, and I'm heading to work. Y'all have a nice day. Talk to y'all later. Hopefully we get some pen to paper or some kind of move forward with all our talks. If not, it is what it is. Hopefully it's a great off season. We'll just have to wait and see. Talk to y'all later. Peace.